Only Kingsisle can comment on this video. Now, I've been playing this game since 2008. I know, I have a level 89. I got a lot to work on. I've been playing this game off and on. And here's my proof, my Pioneer Dragon. I love him so much. Now, I've been playing this game off and on for the last 15 years with my sister and my friends. We all pick up the game every now and then just to get back into it. This game is so much fun. We love it so much, no matter what. Recently, Wizard 101 posted that they were going to be cleaning up the crown shop, getting rid of the furniture sets, which was a really big outrage in the community, seeing that this was the only way that our decorators in our community built their homes. This is how they got their packs. Seeing that most of these can be bought with gold, which allowed the builders to collect as many items as they needed to go all out in their decorating. Now, by the time you're seeing this, it's probably been way past that. This is the past me talking because I want to kind of see what the plan is to actually clean up the crown shop. Hopefully they go the right way and allow those housing items to be bought throughout the spiral, which in my personal opinion would actually be a lot smarter. So say you have specific world items in those worlds. For all the new players that want to go and get those items, they would have to buy the memberships and play through the story to get to those items, which would give the decorators more of a goal, maybe quests behind them. Kingsisle's happy that we're spending money, and we're happy that we're getting what we want. Alright, Kingsisle, this is the part where I'm here talking to you now. I have some ideas on how to clean up the crown shop. There's a lot of things being sold in the crown shop that I think is unnecessary and we can just remove. So let's talk about it. Now, starting off with the daily spiral. I have nothing to really complain about this side of the page other than the latest game news. I think anything that's going to take you out of the game and into a website is bad for business. If you could find a way to integrate this latest game news into the actual crown shop itself, almost like an actual news page, because I believe if we can physically see this and be immersed in the game and still get the bundles and the daily deals, we'd be more inclined to buy them. Now, here on the featured page, I'm not quite sure if this is things that every wizard are actually like buying, or is this things that Kingsisle is just pushing out to us to get us to start selling. Like, I understand they got deals, so maybe change this to a daily deals page, or give us like unique actual featured items in this area. Now onto the packs page. I can't really complain about these. These are pretty good. We know what we're getting into when we go and buy packs. We understand that they're going to be stuffed full of random stuff, furniture items, and all these other included with some actual good gear that we want. That's kind of what makes the packs kind of unique, that we actually get a chance to get that permanent mount or spell or whatever. So I kind of understand these. I would only change these by maybe just showing us what the percent chance is per item that we're actually looking for in these gears, so that people can judge that how they want. Now onto the mounts page. I mean, most of these items in here are going to be cosmetic based. I mean, we have some really good mounts in here for 50% or maybe even a 2-passenger mount. These, I believe, should have a higher crown price. Mounts that only give us 40%, no extra bonus other than the cosmetic, should have one round price for all of them. Unless maybe it's a new item that we're trying to push, then I would understand. But having that lower buy-in price, I believe, would actually make people want to buy all of the mounts that they can get their hands on. Now, these rental mounts, I believe, should be taken out of here. Stop selling them from crowns, just make them gold and give them to Prospector Zeke to sell. Maybe even make a quest for the early game for people to actually go in. They know where to buy their mounts. It'll give the newer players a taste for what the mounts can do. I do know we do get a mount early with Lady Oriole, but allowing players to get different style mounts so they can have a unique player experience might actually get them to play a little longer. Now, you can slow down these mounts. Instead of making them a 40, maybe make them a 20 or a 30, depending on the price of gold, and leaving the permanent mounts as a either 40 or a 50, depending on the style of mount, so that people later down the road, if they want to have that faster mount, they do have to go spend their crowns, and they know that. And honestly, I would get rid of the permanent gold mounts in the crown shop. This is the crown shop. Going here, we know we have to spend crowns. So add these to Prospector Zeke. They're going to be at the same price of 90,000. Maybe they are a little bit slower, maybe a 35%. But you know, if you need to get a mount, you'll go to Prospector Zeke, or you can make a brand new shop to sell all these permanent gold mounts and rental gold mounts. That would just help declutter what's going on in this mount page. But on to the next. Alright, here on the pets page, I just think the price needs to be lowered. For a lot of these pets, other than the litter critter for some reason, they do give extra cards, which is cool. To me, again, this is just a cosmetic thing, something that maybe you want to add to your Stitch. These would be maybe great starter pets for anyone new coming into the game. But once you learn how to pet train and how to breed your pets, going to the kiosk and hatching a pet the way you want it would make these pets useless. So I think lowering the price on these, keeping them all at maybe 5,000 each, would actually increase the sales on these. I don't know what else to say about the gold page other than get rid of it. Maybe here you can show guides on how to get gold, or add a dungeon into these at different ranks that'll allow you to go gold farm. You spend a certain amount of crowns, you get access to the gold farm. You go in there for maybe an hour, you have time to go in and do as many runs as you would like, and depending on your levels, depending on how many crowns you would get. So say at a 500 crown buy-in to this dungeon, you actually get access to the gold farm that you wouldn't actually be able to get to until later in the game, because there will still be a free option there. But you actually get to go in early. Maybe you're allowed to bring in friends that can help you. Maybe they have a slightly higher gold yield than places like in Wintertusk. If that was part of the quick buy-in, I don't have to run all the way to a gold farm and I could just quickly just buy a little slot there, I'd be willing to pay. Now, I don't have much to say about the elixir page because it is actually pretty good. My only concern with this is I was actually doing the expand my backpack, which will expand your backpack by plus 50. I can't really show you right now, but when you press buy, it asks you if you want to buy multiple, and I definitely bought multiple thinking that there was no max, or it would at least stop me at my max, and it actually spent all of my crowns, and I only got maybe one extra boost on it. So I wasted a lot of crowns there, so hopefully we can maybe fix that. I don't really have proof to show. I tried to look in the logs. I don't know really where to find this. Like Kingsisle, if you know how to find that, because I definitely spent over, I mean, at least 5,000 crowns and didn't get anything for it. Now the gear sets. Most of these gear sets I would tell you to remove. I would pick maybe the top 10 that are actually selling and are maybe like the best looking stuff to keep on this, and I would just release these into the bazaar. Now the starter bundles I would keep here. These are really good starter kits. Maybe lower their price down to 5,000. I would keep the minimum price for everything around 5,000 so that more people are willing to actually buy them. Saying once you hit the level of 20 to 30, you're going to be getting better gear, so nobody's really going to want this. Seeing that it is kind of a basic look, you wouldn't really want to stitch this onto anything. Any items that you consider are really good stitches, like maybe this, you can keep here in the shop. But honestly, if you release this into the bazaar, I think more people will have an opportunity to buy certain unique gear sets and combine them together to actually spend their crowns on stitching new suits together. So if people have more variety in the bazaar, they'd probably be willing to stitch a lot more, especially with the stitch events, so they can actually go out there and hunt down cool gear sets to hopefully try and get number one with their stitch. Now these transformations, definitely keep these here. I have so much fun using these transformations with my community in the past. I love having these. Maybe add some more from other worlds here. Make a whole page for just transformations. We love them so much. We use these to actually play hide and seek around the maps. Seeing that I can get these pieces of gear in-game faster for free, I think they're kind of pointless to be in here. The only thing that I really kind of like is the hair designs. I would maybe make a few more styles and add them into the magic mirror. This will allow for more stitching. Again, now we have crowns being spent on stitching. Now on to housing. Now I do love that we do have a lot of gold options for housings. And you guys have been adding in some cool daily rewards for different houses. I would definitely do that more with the houses that are for crowns. I would definitely make sure that houses that you are selling for crowns do have that extra perk in them. But again, this is the crown shop, so why not take away all of the houses that sell for gold and put these in the markets around the spiral, themed to each world, which will make people want to quest through each world to actually go and buy that house. And by the time they get there, they might actually have enough gold to even buy these. And the ones that sell for gold, we can make them basic. They don't have to be like the red barn farm. But if we could get a smaller house that does have farmland, that does give us perks for gold as well, that'd be great. I do have a complaint about selling seeds. Most of these you can collect passively while you're questing. Some of these you do want to go out and actually quest to get a bunch, like the king parsleys or the couch potatoes and the evil magma peas. But having them priced out this far when you know that we need approximately 69 couch potatoes for a full farm build, you're pricing the couch potatoes at 103,000 crowns, which is $100 when you're actually giving away the deal on crowns. Now if we can drop these prices down to 250 or 500 for all of these, I believe that they would sell actually more, and we'd be willing to buy the full 69 in one chunk. Because let's be honest, spend a few hours trying to farm couch potatoes by killing a bunch of bosses or a bunch of death gulchers, or just quickly spending a few extra bucks here buying the couch potatoes to make sure I actually have the right snacks for when I want to pet train. Just think about it. If I do have all these seeds available, I'd be playing this game every day to actually make sure that I'm farming them and using those pet snacks to actually train my pets every day, which then I'm going to need more elixirs. I think overall making this just a little bit easier for everybody to just spend their money as they please and feel like they're not getting taken advantage of, we'd be willing more to actually do so. Now, we already did talk about the furniture packs earlier, which I believe they're going to be taking these items into a furniture store. On to the gameplay. Henchmen, I do love. I'm actually kind of creating a unique game mode where I basically only use henchmen to play the game. So I love that they're for a cheaper price because you're only going to get them for that one round. They're definitely a big help if you're questing alone. Most of these reagents are constantly being sold in the bazaar. There are some like Amber, Merle's Whiskers, stuff like that maybe you should add in here that people can buy, but those again are at a higher end price. So I would actually maybe even make them double this and maybe even only sell 50. So sell 50 for 1,000 crowns. Those higher end items I believe would even sell way more, because yes, we could garden for these, we could do all that, but being able to just skip a few hours and just get right to what we want, I think would allow more crafting to be done, which then people would be more willing to buy the crafting elixirs. Emotes and teleport effects, definitely keep adding more of these. These are something that can just make your character unique experience. A game like Fortnite that does this all the time, maybe you should even add like a lobby before a dungeon begins, where all the players are just sitting in one spot for, I don't know, for 60 seconds where they can just goof off, show off their fireworks, show off their new dance moves right before each game. And trust me, just seeing your friend with that cool emote that you don't have is going to make people want to buy them. And last but not least, the wish list. Honestly, I forgot this was even a thing. Maybe you can make it so, maybe depending on what area you're in, or if you have your list public, that it pops up on everybody's game so you can see what other people want, whether they're your friends or not. Maybe you're feeling in a generous mood and you just want to buy everybody what they have on their wish list. I think that'd be a really cool add-on, and it'll just get people like communicating together, buying each other stuff, and just, you know, more transactions. We gotta somewhat meet Kingsisle in the middle here. What is it that we are willing to spend our money on? A lot of times. Because if we can meet their sales, they'll be willing to give us everything that we want. Kingsisle, if you are watching this, you are the only ones allowed to comment on this video. So leave a comment down below. I have a lot of ideas for things that actually could be added in to the Crown Shop, but I want to keep that for a private conversation between me and Kingsisle. So if you're open to it, leave it in the comments, or all my contact information is on my page and every video. And for everybody else, if you guys have any tips on what Kingsisle could do to make the game better for you and make you want to spend more money on it every day, head over to my Discord where I have a community chat just for that. See you guys next time. Bye, guys.